Check this out.
Welcome to the Pushing Forward Podcast. We getting it in right now with your host, Jamal Potts.
Spit more than metaphors and hard rhymes. I paint a portrait that gets recorded on large signs. You gotta see it clear, eyes closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the 6th episode of the Pushing Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Potts, aka Mr. I Ain't Got No Facial Hair on My Face. But before I introduce my special guest, I launched a website. It's called www.pushingforwardllc.com. Again, it's www.pushingforwardllc.com. I'm on all streaming platforms. YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. But before all that, let me get straight into my guest. You might have even seen this man post picture of different foods and stuff on Facebook. This man probably even sold a family member, a friend of yours, or somebody besides somebody a plate. I got the one, the only Chef Tre. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, brother. Glad to be here. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. How was the introduction that I just gave you?
Man, that was spot on, my brother, man. You giving me more credit than I deserve, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You deserved it, man. You deserved it, man. How the fam been?
Man, the fam doing great, man. I'm trying to stay safe in this COVID-19, man. It's pretty rough out here.
Yeah, man. This stuff is getting way out of hand, man. This stuff is going up like prostitute panties, and they talking about possibly shutting it down again. What you think?
I'm so torn, man, with the shutdown because in reality, man, I work in healthcare. You know, I'm around it. And then another aspect, we kind of need to because we got to calm these cases down. Everybody got to sit down somewhere. As you was a young kid, your grandparents would say, let it air out. So,
yeah,
you know, you got to calm down and stop being everywhere and just get this virus thing under control.
Yeah. And people act like they don't be want to put no mask on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stay safe.
Absolutely.
You got to stay safe. They shut down again, man. I think it's going to get to a point we might purge out here, man. It might be a recession like Jesus said.
It might be a real life recession out here, man. Buckle up.
Yeah. But let's jump straight into the interview, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself for those who don't know.
For those that don't know, hello world. The world famous Chef Tre in the flesh. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just plain Jane myself. I'm Council Dean Turner III, man. I got 5 siblings. That's to mention my sisters, Camille, Cece, Kamisha, my brothers, CT and Cam. What up? Born from my mom and my dad. Pops being from Savannah, Georgia, and my mom being from Gary, Indiana. And that puts me here in small town, Alabama.
Yeah. Country town, Alabama. War Eagle.
War Eagle all day, every day, man. But no, the Sugar, that's my hometown. Real town guy, all the above, man.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your experience of being a coach.
Okay, talk about that coaching, man. LA football, what's up? What's going on out there, man? It's my very first year doing this coaching thing, man. Very excited. I enjoyed it. Good group of guys, good coaches, good team. And just to mention a couple things about it, my position with the guys, Coach Rico Newton brought me in to help with the diets. Like, just maintain weights, gain weight, and other little things we try to do with the program. And I also help with the D-line, defensive line, and linebackers. Man, this was my very first year, man. Coming from real town, a football school, you know, that's all I knew was football, you know. So being on the coaching aspect is a little different, but they let me put my emphasis on it, too.
Okay, so how did kids treat you when you first started?
Man, when I first started, man, those jokers, they looked at me crazy, like, what is this guy doing out here? You know, he's a chef. They really do love me, and I love them back, man. It's a mutual feeling to be out there with those guys. They treat me well, man. They really do. They love me to bring food around. That's the main thing for those guys. Okay, speaking of food, I know you was telling me, like, off the air that, you know, you bring them around and stuff. Speak on that. You know, shed some light on that. So, absolutely, man. Like we talked earlier, man, the kids are our future. That's for one. Yeah. And just being able to have those guys, they all hands on deck, man. I have a catering event. They like to come along. And not only come along, they work. You know, these guys are like good dudes. You know what I mean? I say, hey guys, we gotta feed this athlete. We got like 15 people. We got 150. They're like, all right, bet, come on, let's go. And they come along, they listen. You know, I always tell them, man, you never know what you're gonna get out of that. Just that experience, you might become a chef one day. You know, you might have your own catering company one day. You never know. It's something may spark in there. It's something you might see. Being like they always tell me, be what you see.
Yeah, that's true, man. So what made you want to decide to become a chef?
Man, there's a couple of leading factors into that. Growing up, man, like I said, in the South, my grandparents, especially my grandmothers, man, both of them, they can cook. Grandma Peggy and Grandma Margaret, man, them cooking gals. And then my mom, just being around them, I always wanted to be in the kitchen, see what they was doing. My mama always told me, hey, you want to learn how to do this, you better get in this kitchen. Just being around it made me want to do it. And then just never knew I had a gift for it. And one thing about it, Jamal, I didn't know that you can make a career out of it.
Right.
You know, so once I learned the aspect, I can make a career out of this, you know what I mean? Doing something I love, that just made me just go further with it and just try to see what I can make out of it.
Okay, so do you remember the first thing that you ever tried to cook?
Man, the first thing I ever tried to cook, man. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Let's buckle up. The first thing I ever tried to cook, went in that kitchen, tried to make some chicken tenders. Oh, man. Going off of everything I saw my mama did, I had my grease good and hot. When I say hot, that thing was good and hot. It was so hot, I dropped the chicken in the grease, pulled it out. The chicken was dark on the outside, but raw in the middle. Man, I'm telling you, that's the first thing I ever tried to cook, man. Yeah, it was embarrassing too, man. So I kept that my secret. So y'all know now, but nobody else knows.
So what you learned from that when that happened?
What I learned from that, it's gonna take experience to learn what you learn. But what I can take away from it, man, you cannot do everything so fast, and that's a life lesson too.
Yeah,
you cannot be so much in a hurry. And what I was in a hurry. I was ready to eat for one, and then just automatically think I knew something. I was like, well, I seen her do it this way. So
you thought you knew how to do it.
Exactly, man. I thought I knew how to do it. So I tried, boy, but everything happened for a reason, man. But I knew not to eat that raw chicken, I can tell you that.
Okay, so did you go to culinary art school?
Oh yeah, man. I went to culinary school right down the road here, man. Down in Montgomery. It was H Council Trim Tech. Man, I really enjoyed that program too. I did 3 years. I did another year down in Lee Cordon Blue in Atlanta. But my experience over here in Montgomery, man, none matched, man. I did my apprenticeship locally from Auburn and Montgomery back and forth, man. Had my apprenticeship. I learned so much there, man. I'm humble, so humble for all my teachers and all my chefs to come before me just to take the time to show me the ropes.
Okay, so why did you choose Trentham Tech?
What made me choose Trentham? One, it was local, man, because going to school, I still had to pay for it and stuff like that. I had to figure things out. And then I was blessed, man, to get a scholarship. Just a little bit about that, man. I hope he listening now, man. Great dude. Did some work at the hospital. Before I went to culinary school, me and my wife, who was just dating, and she kept telling me, you need to go to culinary school. And one thing about it is I enjoyed cooking. Like I said, I didn't know it was a profession I can have. So I was a tech on one of the floors at the hospital, taking care of one of my patients. And the son was like, hey, you need to go to culinary school. No, he said, not culinary. He said, you need to go to nursing school. You'll make a good nurse. And I was like, I really want to be a chef. You know what I mean? And he said, well, at my school, we actually got a program. So, okay. He said, if you know what you need, you talk to me and maybe possibility you can get to school. So, got my paperwork together. And lo and behold, I tried to call his bluff. I said, hey, I got my paperwork ready. He made one phone call, had me in school the same week.
Man, that's a blessing.
It really was. It really was a blessing, man. So it's all on how you treat people. Like I say, you treat people the right way, everything fall in place.
Yeah, you got to build a relationship with people too, man.
Relationships are everything, man. That's very true.
So I see you post a lot. Is this your own personal business or do you work for a company?
See, most of my posting, that's great, man. Great question. But it's a little bit of both. Right now, I do a lot of the streamline stuff you may see me post. It's from the Crosses of East Chase. That's the senior living home I work for, the community. We house independent, assisted living, and also memory care. Great community, man. We're not open to the public at the moment. A lot going on with COVID right now, so we can't open. But and other stuff you may see me doing on the side for my meal prep. You might see me doing catering, private dinners. That's all Tradeways of Catering. Chef's Kitchen LLC. We just got a lot going on here.
So how long you been with the company?
Man, I actually just started with this company. We just started up in August. It's a brand new company. When I say brand new, we just been in the building probably 3 weeks. You know, I saw the full structure from ground up of them building it out and everything.
Okay, so do you see potential yourself moving up in the company?
I really do. The owner of the company, man, he's very one-on-one. He talks to everybody. Me and him got a great relationship. David Mills is his name. He's like my mentor now. And he's a chef. He's a chef by trade. And he always talks about growth. He always talks about plans, you know what I mean, of the future. You know, he don't want us to stay still. He said, if you still a chef in the next 5 years in this same community, you're not growing. So he's all about growth, man. I respect that too. That's what I like. I want to grow, and I'm going to grow with the company too. That's the goal.
Okay.
Tip of the day. Loving yourself. Now that's the real first love. If you ruin that, your relationships will never survive. Why? You ain't cleaned out them demons inside. Pride. Don't know yourself so anyone can hurt you inside. Cries. Ain't you tired of seeing that look in your eyes? 3 words. Know your worth. Pick up your heart from the dirt. Can't even love yourself right, but your flesh out here trying to flirt. Listen, you have to be the apple of your own eyes. If not, you won't be able to detect all the lies you tried. But are you really listening to the words of the wise? With that, love yourself first, then open up your eyes.
So what entrees and sauce can you prepare?
Oh man, entrees and sauces, man. I can pretty much do them all, man.
Speak on it, brother.
Let's go to the entrees, man. It's just more per se what clientele I'm cooking for. You know, we can do different stuff. We can do like plant-based. I can do seafood platters. We got everything. We got the Thai style foods, Jamaican, Caribbean foods, culture meals, anything. That's the entrees. And then when you go to the sauces, if you ever needed to, I can go in more detail, like somebody booked me. But I got stuff like the wine sauces I know how to do, the foundations of pan sauces. And one thing about pan sauces, we actually been doing that our whole life. That's something that our mama taught us.
Okay.
You know, that potluck, that gravy, you know what I mean? Using the scrapings at the bottom of the pan, you know, we already know how to do it. It's just got a fancy name to it. The cream sauces and all.
Okay. So what's the most difficult part about your job?
Man, great question. The most difficult part about my job, I would say telling someone no. Can you imagine that though? You know, just think about it. You know, you got to tell somebody no, because myself, man, Jamal, I think I'm Superman. I think I can do it all. A lot of times I just can't. Somebody may come to me, hey, I want to book you for a wedding. I want to book you for a catering event, but I'm already booked. I'm already blocked off on the calendar, so I just got to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
And I know it bothers, it's nerve-wracking to some people. They get upset with me, but that's just something we just got to push through.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like this. If you can tell somebody yeah, you can tell somebody no.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel.
I agree with that too. It's hard, but you just gotta be firm with it. David Mills always tell me, make a decision, bro. Yes or no. You know, there's no gray line, just yes or no. So, because
at the end of the day, it ain't gonna kill you. It ain't gonna break you either. Because I'm quite sure you're gonna sleep good at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. So on to the next question is, how do you manage to do all this and make time for your family?
Man, I'm still trying to juggle that one, man. I tell you, I do my best with it. Like, my family, they understand that daddy got to work a little late. Got a lot of hours to work put in. My kids and my wife, they understand. But at the same time, when I am off, that's more of their time. You know, we do a lot of family-oriented stuff. And just try to keep it in the road, man. That's it. Try to find that balance. Because when I'm working, I'm all in. But if I'm not, you know, it's family time. So, like, the job that you do it have like conflict with other people, you know what I'm saying, that you might be cool with, or a family member? Do it kind of like tarnish your relationship with them or something like that? Well, yeah, it kind of do, but then again it don't. When I think about family, all my siblings know I've been going hard for this for a while, since I've been into this culinary game. Everybody around me that's close to me, they know that. But some people that you know, maybe friends or maybe just around you, some of them don't understand it. So if I miss your call today, I might not call you back for a couple of days. It's not intentional. Like you said, I'm very busy. So time is something that we don't have. You know, time is something you can't get back either. So I just try to be in the moment. Like, if I'm driven to do an event, I'm going to do it. And then once I get done, we will chop it up. However, we'll blase, have a good time, and all that. But when I'm in my moment and trying to take care of a client, or I'm at my job trying to provide for my family, man, that's the time I earn, I have to give to them.
Yeah. Business come first.
Amen, brother. Well put.
Okay. So what cleaning activities do you think are necessary in the kitchen?
Cleaning activities necessary in the kitchen. Let's start out with number one, the biggest thing on the list.
What is it?
Wash your hands.
Okay.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Man, before the COVID, you should have been washing your hands. But
you ain't lying.
that's the truth, right?
Yup.
So you gotta wash your hands. That's number one. Another thing too, just if you cooking certain things, you need to like vegetables. Rinse them off, man. You don't know who all touched them in the grocery store. You don't know how long they've been sitting on that shelf. Rinse your vegetables. Another thing, your meats. Now, certain health guidelines say don't rinse your meat, but coming from me, the chef, I will tell you to rinse your meat. You may have bone particles in it. You may still have little structures in it. They meat, man, slicing that meat, just throw it in the pack. You don't know. Just clean it up a little bit. And then after all that, make sure you wash and sanitize.
So you ain't one of them type of chef that have about dishes stacked to the roof.
Oh, man. Well, Jamal, let me tell you a secret. I'm not that chef to have it stacked to the wall, but I am that chef to use every pot.
Oh, man.
Jamal, I'm telling you, brother, I be in there cooking. I be in the zone. I go from the saute pan to the saucepan, from the saucepan to the kettle. I use every dish in the kitchen, but the food's gonna be good. I guarantee it. But what I do though, I'm just making jokes, but I do clean as I go. That's an old remedy my mama taught me.
Yeah.
My wife, boy, she stay on me. Because if I ain't cleaning where I go, she in there cleaning. And then she getting on me. And I say, all right, I got it, baby. But she take it all like, look, I got it. You know what I mean? So that's my girl. I love her. She got my back.
Man, my dad, man, I ain't gonna lie. My dad used to do the same thing, man. My dad used to cook, man. It can be anything, man. It can be breakfast food. It can be, he might cook an apple turnover, man. That man will have so many dishes in the kitchen, man. I'd be like, man, golly, but somehow, man, he managed to wash them and keep them clean, though.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the way, man. I don't like to stop. That's just me, I've seen some great cooks where they know how to bam, bam. I don't want to stop. I'm in my zone. I want to get it done,
Yeah, when you get in that mode, man, it's kind of hard to get out of it.
It is hard, man. I'm home, man.
What do you do in your spare time besides, be a chef?
My spare time, man, I find myself I like to vibe out, man. I'm either doing something with family, like family oriented. I got a huge family from siblings and my parents, my brothers, sisters, you know what I mean? My wife and kids. But when it's just me, when I'm vibing and stuff, I like to listen to music. I'm into audiobooks now too. I really love audiobooks. I read too, but them audiobooks on my long journeys and stuff, that really helped me.
So what audiobook you read?
Oh man, 2 titles I'm back and forth with right now. I'm on The Power of the Dog. It's this hip hop preacher. He talks about, men battling with themselves, with their inner demons, about lust, and not only lust, not just about that, but more money and that kind of stuff. It's always a want, when you go to the next level. Some people may want cars, some people may want jewelry, some people want more time. So it's always something that you're lusting. So you just gotta conquer your inner dog. And then there's another book, The Power of the Number 8, and that's John Gray. Pretty heavy right there, man. I'm still on that one. That's pretty new to me.
Okay, I'm into that stuff too. Matter of fact, I think I told you this. I bought 50 Cent book.
Yeah,
Hustle Hard, Hustle Smart. Great book. And I also had about what's called a book too with it, Creflo Dollar. It's been a while back, like a couple of years ago. I started reading a little bit of it, but man, reading is good for the mind, man. You got to read. You got to read. If you can go on Facebook and read somebody's status, then you can read. You know what I'm saying? ain't nothing like picking up a book and educating your mind, man.
I agree with you, brother. That's solid right there. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so what inspires you, man?
And what inspires me, man? The current events, really. Before these current events, man, just love doing what I do, man. And I get inspired by my family. They my biggest support. They tell me, man, you doing it. You know what I mean? They put the batters in my back. They make me feel like I'm that guy.
Okay.
So they just inspire me so much, man. And I can have a rough day. That youngest boy of mine,
yeah,
I'm that guy to him. You know, Daddy, what you cook today? Say, son, I ain't do nothing but a hot dog. Man, I bet it was the best. You know what I mean? For him to say it was the best, like, dang, man, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can go again, so I'm good after that.
Okay, so do you do cater parties, and what's your price range?
Oh, yes, I do cater parties, man. I do any kind of events, bar mitzvahs, wedding showers, baby showers. We do funerals. We do everything. Anything that involves eating and food, we do it. But when I go about pricing and stuff, that's more off of your budget. You know? Once they give me their budget, we're going to work between that budget. Sometimes I can't work with it, so I will refer you to another chef or another person that's doing catering. But we're going to get you taken care of one way or the other.
Okay. Like you said earlier, what if someone ain't got the budget? Have you ever been in a situation where nobody didn't have the budget?
Absolutely, we have, man. It was only two things that could happen. You know, either we could have just said no to it and just moved on, or we could change the menu up a little bit. You still can have the gourmet menu you want, but we're gonna change some proteins, change different vegetables. You know what I mean? Make it make sense. That what I always say.
Okay.
On that budget, when we started off with, you wanted crab cakes. Well, we gotta go from crab cake to salmon croquettes. It may not sound more appetizing, but once you see that beautiful plate, nobody really complaining after that. You know what I mean? It's pretty nice. Oh man, that looks great. You know, that tastes good also too. So.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question lead to, have you ever prepped meals for any important people?
Oh yes, man. I did some stuff for some guys, man. A lot of it comes from me, like getting booked by their agents, but I can tell you their names, man.
Speak on it, my guy.
Let me see here. Local rapper, well, he's not local here. He just came out, man. He really booming too. Yellow Deezy, did something for him. Local kid, man. Birmingham boxer, man. You know his
Dante
name?
Wilder.
Dante Wilder, man.
Man,
yeah.
he ain't local, man.
Man, you right. He global, right? You know what I mean? That's the champ. So, big time too, man. I remember when we did his food. I remember him so well because we did his food. We didn't even know who was cooking for him. Next thing you know, he came out. He came to the table we was set up at the catering table. Dapped everybody out and told, hey, the food was great, man. And we was like, wow, we appreciate that, man. It's a big deal, man. When you see these guys in person, they talk to you. They normal guys. My buddy 2 Chainz, man, good dude, man. We fed him at the university a couple times with them turkey burgers. He loved them turkey burgers. You know?
Yeah. I know, 2 Chainz, he got ulcers and stuff like that, though. So, like you were saying earlier, like, we see these people on TV and stuff like that, so they totally different when you see them in person, correct?
Yeah.
So they don't be, like, arrogant, stuck up, you know what I'm saying? They be, like, what, cool, calm, and collect?
Man, not at all, man. They so calm and humble, man. They everyday people, man. They conversate with you. They're not bigger than life. They just humble. Them good dudes, you know what I mean? They speak and have a good time, joke with you and everything. Another thing too, the athletes, they pass the word, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just all working with Dante, you know, he linked me with some guys from Auburn University. Javon Reed, that's my brother, Corey Grant. Been cooking for them guys for years, man. They always just pass the word, you know what I mean? And help us get to the next level.
Okay. So have you ever traveled to any other places to learn any cooking habits?
Yeah, I've been to South Carolina a time or two, learned some stuff. I've been to Atlanta. But my main teaching is here, homegrown. You know, I had some good apprentices. These guys came from like different places of the world. We had one from Australia, one chef from New England. So these guys, man, they next level, and they took the time to pour into me and sow into me, man. It was a big deal too.
Okay. So do you do dessert? And if so, what kind?
Oh yeah, man. I do all kinds of desserts. So I'm a pastry chef by trade also. What I like to do, I take the simple desserts and I try to upscale them. Or I like to do traditional desserts too, like pound cake, strawberry shortcakes, banana pudding. And then this holiday, they've been loving pecan pies, and I like to recreate them. So the pecan pie, I don't do that no more. Now I like to do the Kentucky Derby pie, and that's when I add chocolate with the pecan.
Okay. So how often do you change your menu?
If it's a meal prep menu, we usually rotate that. We got a 4-week cycle we do, and after the 4-week cycle for the season, we do it like seasonal or whatever. We go from winter, spring, summer, fall. Once we change it up, change them cycles, that's what we usually go by. And we like to get the seasonal local vegetables and stuff like that from local farmer markets. So that's how we really pretty much go off our menu.
Okay. So what's the difference between a vegan and a vegetarian?
Good knowledge right here. Okay. The difference between a vegan and a vegetarian. So the vegetarian, their diet consists of mainly plants, but they still are allowed to have the dairy products. Still gonna have their eggs, still gonna have their cheese, still gonna have their milk. Compared to a vegan, you're very health conscious of what you're eating. You're not gonna have the eggs. You're not gonna have the milk, the cheese. You're basically plant-based. You know, a lot of them eat a lot of raw vegetables too. Like, they call it raw vegetable, but it's really at the first stage, I would say.
Okay.
Farm to table, where they go straight out there to the garden, pick their stuff, clean it, maybe eat those raw peppers just like that. If you never tried a raw pepper, you should try it. It's pretty good. Good stuff.
Nah, I ain't never tried that. But the reason why I asked that is because, you know, a lot of people got health issues, and
Right.
you know, all food ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be well minded of what you put in your body. And you know, maybe it's somebody out here, you know, listening, whatever, that might want to eat better. So that's the reason why I asked that question.
Absolutely, man. And I would just say, if you're trying to eat better, man, my advice, a couple years, the new way will be vegan. That's just my opinion. Because if you go back in time, our bodies weren't used to breaking us so much down.
Yeah.
Breaking this meat down.
Yeah.
And we think we're just conditioned to eat 3 times a day. We don't have to eat 3 times a day. Our body can recognize it, but it takes days to clean out what we done eat. So with eating vegetables and stuff, or vegan, what you should do is just start small. Cut down your portions of your meat. Swap that portion of meat out with the portion you have of vegetables. Eat more vegetables. You'll start feeling better. You'll wake up without a long clock. You'll move better. You stop hurting. A lot of times I go through a cleanse. I have to give myself at least 3-4 weeks, and I just go 1 week solid plant-based.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of vegetables, a lot of soups, a lot of broths, but it's vegetable-based broths, no meat and stuff like that. And it helps. It helps you clean you out, breathe better, live better, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just fruit too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's natural. That fruit is very natural.
Yeah, fruit.
Eat that fruit, man. Get it in you. Banana and apple.
Yeah. You can either have that for a breakfast or a lunch or something like that.
That's true.
Okay, so my next question lead to is, how was your experience on WSFA?
Man, my experience on WSFA was great, man. That first one, I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Speak on that. You was sweating like a slave on the first one?
Man, I was popping peas and all that. I was sweating, you know, because it happened so fast. You know, you get there, the anchor, I'm gonna tell you, the anchors do help you get through it. I appreciate them on that. But when you show up to the studio, you know, hey, you gotta go this way, then you gotta go that way. All right, now you got 10 minutes to get on, and this is the rundown. If you don't listen, you will miss a step. But like I said, without those anchors, boy, it's hard to get through that. But it was fun, man. Not discourage anybody. Go for it. It is amazing. It's a great feeling. Okay,
so what you learned from this one, since you're the first one you have been on, so I seen just last week you was on there again. So what was the difference?
Oh man, okay. A couple things I got from it. So I walked in the second one very confident, but guess what? We didn't do it in the studio. You know, we was on the Zoom call.
Okay.
So COVID kind of slowed that down, but it kind of helped still. I was in my own comfort of my own kitchen, so it's a different formality when you comfortable. You know everything is. You don't have to search for stuff. You got everything at arm's reach.
Okay.
And the anchor, Tanya Terry, she does a great job. I also cook for Tanya too, so she's great. She pretty much coached me through it. And the difference was, you know, that time go by pretty fast. You see the clock when you're cooking at the station, but when I was cooking in my own comfort of my own kitchen, you know, Tanya kind of coached me through it. She coached me through it, and we was just vibing, man. It was a clean episode, and it was very, very smooth. It felt like I was actually cooking at my own home, cooking for someone, you know?
Okay, so you gonna be doing more work with them near future?
Yeah, man. We got some stuff planned, man. On the last episode, we didn't show the wine sauce that I made, so we definitely got to show everybody how to make this wine sauce. I think y'all gonna enjoy it. And I'm also going to post it on all my social media, so y'all look for that.
Okay. What advice would you give someone that want to be a chef?
My advice to somebody want to be a chef, man, go for it. I'm living the dream, man. I really am. It gets tough. You have tough days, but what's not tough? You know what I mean? This is life. Everything's going to have its own challenge and difficulties. Just don't give up. Just keep going, man. Everything happened for a reason in this whole industry, especially culinary. when you have a setback, it's only just to teach you. So call it all lessons. Nothing's a failure. It's all a lesson. So if you want to be a chef, start off somewhere. Just get in the building. If it's going to be a dishwasher, be the best one. Or if you're going to get in there and serve, be the best server. Somebody's watching. Everybody's watching what you're doing. So just learn what you can and just build from there.
Yeah, you got to start from somewhere, because you ain't finna go in no place and just think you finna just be the top dog. You got to crawl before you walk.
I'm telling you, man, I done had some great interviews where they come in and say, Chef, I'm that guy. If you need somebody, I'm that guy.
Anybody can be that guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anybody can be that guy, but they can talk it, but that work ethic, you gotta have that work ethic.
You gotta put that work in, man. Who willing to do it? That's all what it's about.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years? Do you see yourself owning something, or you somewhere laid, kick back with your feet up and enjoying life? Where you see yourself?
Man, that kickback part sound real good, man. I'm telling you, I like the way that sounds. But I can tell you, man, for the next 5 years, I really can't pinpoint and say, all right, I'm going to be here. I write a lot of stuff down. I got a lot of goals set. My goal is to have some more business up under me, corporations, LLCs and all. Just move in silence, man. And I like to be patient with things. I'm learning patience. So I like to be patient and just have my hands in a lot of different stuff. But the next 10 years, man, I'm looking at my kids, man, like, look, y'all ready to run this? You know what I mean? So trying to hand off the torch to them, man. My oldest daughter, Kayla, she's showing some interest. So we'll see what she want to do. I think she's going to be a chef, though. They all tell me that. But I know for a fact, my Kayla, she's like right now hands-on, being 12. She's hands-on, really helping me in the kitchen, helping her mom and stuff like that. And she's learning how to do books. Like, I'm teaching her the math and all that. Like, you're doing it 8th grade anyway, so let me teach you the foundation of the business.
So she already getting started.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man.
They're good, man. You got to break them in early, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, that's how I started. The foundation, man. That's how my parents did.
Yeah.
My mom had me cooking. Didn't know I would make it to an actual job. My dad taught me all the handiwork stuff around the house, fixing on cars. And I'm not the best mechanic, but I know how to fix it.
Okay. So how can people get in contact with you with the things that we talked about today?
Hey, everybody, make sure y'all tune into the Pushing Forward podcast and listen to this interview. Listen to it a couple times, man, because you might get something out of it. I'm telling you. And also, man, you can reach out to me on all my social media accounts. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook. I'm not on the other stuff, but I'm just on those for now. I'll make other accounts, but right now I'm on this, and all the accounts are the same. It's Tre the Chef, and it's TRETHECHEF. That's chef, not chief. See, a lot of people put chief, but it's chef. I mean, I can be big chief too, but it's chef.
Man, I want to appreciate you taking the time to come on here, man. And I also want to thank you for reaching out to me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man.
Blessing, man. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate you, Jamal. Thank you for having me, man. I love what you're doing, man. I support this movement. The Pushing Forward podcast is next level. I'm telling you.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, before I let you go, please tell them about when you was working up there with me.
Oh.
And you basically came and sold plates. Speak about that. I ain't gonna speak too much. I'm just gonna turn it over in your hand and let you speak on it.
Okay, so yeah, man. Funny story, man. It was very humbling for me. What I was doing was I would open a restaurant up maybe that morning from 6:30 to 2. But by lunchtime, 1 o'clock, we'll take orders for our delivery run. And then I hit up Jamal. Hey, man, how many orders you got? You know what I mean? How many people want to eat? He'll get with me, tell me how many people eating and stuff. All right, bet. So we get those orders in, shut the restaurant down, go deliver. And now Jamal working second shift, right? You was second shift?
Yeah, I was on second shift.
Yeah, I would come up there, drop off on their break, get their food, and after that, clean up, and then go home, crash for a couple hours, take a bath, man, and get back on the road and have to be clocked in at the job.
And the whole time, that man worked up here with me, and I ain't even know it.
I didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
And it was funny because we had the conversation. He was like, hold up, man, wait. So you was on third shift on the same day you driving? I said, yeah, man, I was. I said, that money was funding the business. I said, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. But, hey, I love the grind, so it helped.
Yeah. You know, man, that was funny, man. Because, you know, the funny part was, you know, you came up there and you was like, man, I got something for you or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, what you got for me or whatever? Because I'm trying to pay for my food. You were like, I'm trying to give you the money. And you were like, nah, man. I'm like, bro, I don't handle business like that. You like, nah, man, go and get it. You hit me in the chest with it like I was Tom Brady, like you threw a pass or something like that. You know, with speaking of that, man, that food was good, man. Great. And I salute you for doing that, man, because that take will and time and courage to do stuff like that, man. You know, to get up, open up a restaurant, serve plates, lay down, go to sleep, and you got a better job at 3 or 4 hours later. Like, a lot of people wouldn't do that, man.
Yeah, man. A lot of people fold under that pressure, man. Yeah. But some people built for it, man.
Yeah. And I see that you were built for it. I double salute you.
Hey, to God be the glory, man. I wouldn't made it without God, man. That's the God on the street, boy. I'm a God-fearing man, and I could not do it without him.
Yeah, but this pretty much gonna wrap up everything. Before I go, you got a last word?
Any last word, guys? I appreciate you all having me, man. Look, make sure you cook your food like you're supposed to cook it. Don't be trying nothing that's not safe, but enjoy yourself and have fun with it, man. Food is everything. Food is life. Food bring conversation. Food bring peace. So just keep doing you and have fun with it.
And make sure you wash your hands too.
Wash them hands. Please wash those nasty hands.
Cause I don't want nobody touching my food that ain't washing their hands.
But look, let me tell y'all something real quick. So if y'all looking in the drive-thru, pay attention. If y'all see a guy or girl grab your fries with them raw hands with no gloves, y'all say, please, I'm not gonna eat that. So
better pull off.
Go on and leave, get your money, just don't eat that.
But they're pretty much gonna wrap up everything, man. Like I said, I appreciate it. Love, peace, hair grease. May y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. I don't say stay safe no more. I stay dangerous. Y'all stay dangerous, and that's it, man. I'm out.
This is the Pushing Forward Podcast.
You're now tapped into the Pushing Forward Podcast, up and running, gone.
You're now tuned into the Pushing Forward Podcast with Mr. Jamal Pot.
Check. This the one and only Chef Tre checking in. Look, you listen to the one and only, the Pushing Forward Podcast. Keep it locked, man. You know where you at. Yep.